once again to African Social Etiquette. I remain your host, Ifoma Ugoke. On today's show, I promise is going to be exciting and educative. Today we'll be talking about fashion, lifestyle. We start with a very basic. For every form of style, we have to start with what nature gave us. Say, flaunt what your mama gave you. Now we'll get into it. For every typical African, the first part we take care of is our skin, the natural glowing skin. Varieties of brownish color, black, however yellowish it may be. But we start with the skin. As an African lady or an African individual, or better still a Nigerian, we we accept the use of various kinds of creams, from our locally made ones to the imported, methodologically approved kinds of creams. Let's start with our local ones. Indigenous people of Nigeria make use of the oil extracted from the kernel. We call it the kernel oil. It emits a particular kind of fragrance. It's very nutritious, very good for the skin, and usually has no side effects. So we use from infancy to our elderly ones. And this cream nourish the skin. Yes, it does. Now you ask me, what does cream have to do with ethics? You know, the ethic is the acceptable behavior, officially acceptable behavior. When you walk past someone who might not have used your dermatologically approved kinds of creams imported from the West, from the East, or from every other part of Africa, or perhaps you do not enjoy or find the fragrance that emits from this cream as useful or as nice, or you feel a bit irritated by it, it is wrong to ask the person, what is it that you, what's smelling? What have you applied on your skin? It goes the same, it's the same as meals. No matter the fragrance or aroma the meal produces, we know what is pleasant and what is unpleasant, right? I may not find a particular fragrance very good, but that does not mean that it is bad. Just the same way it goes with our perfumes and body spray. I may prefer to use a particular kind of body spray with a particular kind of fragrance. Some may love the rose kind of fragrance. Some may love something else. Even the ones that smell a bit like the cigarette and tobacco. Some may like the fragrance it emits. And some may not. But you don't go about making another person feel down because you do not like what their cream or body oil emits. That's where the etiquette comes to play. It's a no-no to tell somebody, this thing doesn't smell nice, so don't rub it. We'll move on from our skincare to our hair. That's a nice one. You know that as Africans, every lady is beautiful. We come from a natural afro to the retouched kind of afro hair, the kind that looks a bit like the wife after applying certain kinds of cream on it. Yes, we could carry from a natural coily hair, full, thick, and sometimes a bit light. It depends. We do not all have the same hair texture, but most of the time, majority appear the same. We carry that as a form of beauty, from males to females. But let's settle with the females, because you know, the hair is the beauty of the female. You agree with me, right? When we use that, you come out with the various beautiful afro. like you see on your screen. Are those ladies not gorgeous? Naturally endowed African beauty queens. Yes, and we move further. We have the natural way of making our hair. We may call it the weave-on or the plaited hair. The weaved hair is the kind that is braided without any attachment on it, without any form of attachment. It's braided with the natural hair. It comes in different styles. It's made into different styles. And it gives different looks. But in all, they are gorgeous. Aren't they gorgeous? Yes, they are. Those ladies are beautiful. We move on from there to the plaited hair. Some use the thread, some use the wool, as you can see on your screen, and some use the attachments that looks like the human hair, like the foreign one made from fiber and all that kinds of material. Yes. And we make it on different styles, into different styles. And some may wear something like this. The wig, attached on the surface and worn as a cap. Whatever form a lady appears on, as beautiful as she may look, or as unpleasant or not completely acceptable to you. You know, we accept that every individual has different form of, our standard of aesthetic differs. What you accept as beautiful may not really be what I accept as gorgeous. But let's be honest, when something is good, it's good, right? It is. I may not classify it as something I would do, I would wear, I would carry on my hair, or I'd like to look, but I know it doesn't look offensive. So when you see a lady on any form of hair, from the natural to the weaved, plaited, and to the attachments, weave on, whatever form you see her on, whatever style, if you feel the style is meant for kids, or you feel the styles are meant for older adults, or these styles are meant for teenagers, it is wrong. Not acceptable to come out in a public gathering to tell that person, you shouldn't have worn this hairstyle. It's offensive. We do not take joy in putting down others. We do not take joy in talking down on people, especially when someone is happy, freely carrying herself as a lady and showcasing what her mama gave her. And you walk up to the person and tell the person something offensive. It's a no-no. It brings you as someone who is poor mentally. You exhibit a poor mentality. It creates this image that you are someone who is not happy within, that you are someone who is not well brought up. You are someone who the society may find unpleasant. That behavior is not acceptable here. No matter how free you may think you are, I'm a carefree person. I say what I feel at any point in time. Where your freedom starts, it ends where another's freedom starts. So please, do not do that. And on a lighter note, ladies are beautiful, whatever kind of hair they carry on them and whatever form they use. We move on to the facial and tribal marks. That is like the facial scars. You know, within Nigeria, we have various tribes. So it goes with different parts of Africa. We come as people of various ethnical group, culture, and identity. Like I say, we represent who we are. Your cultural identity goes with you. You're not someone from the moon. You're someone from here. The earth's surface has been grouped, and this group has some form of identity, and that's part of what makes our cultural heritage rich, beautiful, and amazing. Let's move on With the tribal marks, you find some from the West with different facial tribal marks. You find some from the South with various kinds of tribal marks, and you find my brethren from the North with a different type. It does not reduce the beauty of the lady or the male it doesn't make their face distorted. Well, whatever you may feel, however they are, remember that that's their identity. They represent a beautiful, strong, proud African people. They represent their ancestral lineage. With those marks, they know where they are from. Those marks symbolizes various things. Some it's for health purpose. That's a traditional medicine, treating some. Some is for identity purpose. We use this to identify ourselves for different forms and different reasons. We are born and we are given such kinds of mark. Little insertions that you may find difficult to notice. Sometimes you may notice very large ones. If you're foreign and they look like scars to you, please do not make silly comments. Do not make derogative comments. You could ask, what does this symbolize? Why do you have that? No one cares to know how you feel about it. No one is interested in knowing if it looks pleasant to you or if it is not. Within Africa, we respect each other's ethnical identity. And remember from the beginning of the show and from episode 1, I say, just like the adage, when you go to Rome, do as the Romans do. So when you come to Africa, respect us. For respect begets respect. Before we move on, please we will go on a short break to go nowhere. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Are you a client in need of top-notch freelancers? WAFFI Network is your go-to platform. You need a web developer, graphic designer, content writer, or marketing expert. We've got you covered. Quality assurance. We meticulously screen our freelancers to ensure they meet our high standards of excellence. You'll find top-tier professionals who are passionate about delivering outstanding results. Our user-friendly interface makes it easy for you to communicate, share files, and track project progress, ensuring your vision is translated flawlessly into reality. Secure and reliable, our platform provides a safe environment for transaction, timely delivery. With WAFFI Network, you can trust that your project will be completed within the agreed upon time frame. Thousands of freelancers across various industries. You will have the freedom to find the perfect match for your project. Join WAFFI Network today as a client and unlock a world of possibilities. Visit www.waffinetwork.com to get started.
Still with the former Goke on WAFFI TV. I'm sure you've been enjoying the show, the class, the informative format of this show, what it has to dish out. Yes, this is where you learn about African social etiquette. We have talked about creams, hair, and we've talked about tribal marks, and we have analyzed the relationship between these and etiquette. Now we'll move from all this to the next line of action that I do like. Fashion, the clothes, the main topic of the day. What do we use? What is the current contemporary style? What is it that you could say this is an African or a Nigerian form of fashion? Let's bring it back home. Most of the southern Nigerians have indigenous forms of garments made by them. We have the local George from the Anyocha community, from the northern parts of Delta State, the Igbo-speaking part. We have very nice people. They are Yomas. They are generally called that. They have their own form of white George. We have some form of white george from the core east too, but the one of the Anyoma community. It's popular, known to everyone, and it appears very beautiful. We use it as a form of wrapper. Two wrapper, one under and one on top. Tied. Sometimes it's the blouse and the wrapper made from the same material. Sometimes the ladies wear something different. And the men just hang up the wrapper from the top to the down. You'd see it on your screen. They look very gorgeous, don't they? Those are the Anyoma people. And as the modern day, they use that same material to make different forms of contemporary styles, fashion for today's youth and today's generation. These wrappers, or material, better still, garments, has been here for very long. They use it for their traditional ceremonies, traditional marriages. You know that we integrate. So some of us who may not be from the Anyoma community still find this material that is indigenous to them nice. So it has spread beyond the Anyoma people. And we find various people from different ethnic groups getting a piece of it. You want to look nice, don't you? Yes. Let's move to the southwest. We have my brethren with the ashoke. It's a bit harder than the super prints, but we're colorful people. So it comes with various colors and styles. And it is very nice. You find the Yoruba lady with her buba and wrapper with the ashoke to match across the chest. And sometimes it's used as a headgear. These make us very lovely. If you attend various Nigerian kinds of festivals, traditional settings, ceremonies, from childbirth to marriages, every form of occasion, you find people come out on their various attires representing either an ethnic group they like, or just to say, I am from here, an identity. We have another lovely set of people. We have the Domas. From the Benue State, the food baskets of the nation, and the thieves. They have something that looks like the ashoke from a distance, but it is marked by the colors. It's differentiated by their kinds of colors. It has some is striped black and white, and the other is stripes of different colors. These are varieties of garments made and used by different people. Let's go to the east before we go to the north. The Igbos use the material that has the animal heads or a full animal on it. We call them different names. Shagun, that is the head of a lion. They come very nice, lovely prints. Males, females use them, but they use them in no particular fashion. Use them for a big gown for a male, or the popular style we call the senator for a male. It looks very nice. Their dough go with very red kinds of wrappers. It has its peculiar names with lovely, lovely beads on them, tied across the chest with nothing above or beaded to cover the shoulders. It looks very nice. Very, 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 very nice. All these are different, lovely, lovely, lovely fashion, sewn in different forms of design, tied differently. For the males in most part of Africa, let's bring it back to Nigeria. Most Nigerians, they tie their wrappers in front. You see the folded parts on the front. You could see it on the screen displayed. You see the male's wrapper is tied to the front, the female is tied to the side. Whether it is tied from the waist down or from the chest down, it's tied to the side. Except for those who tie theirs to the back. Perhaps because it's from the chest area, but it looks very nice. Wherever you may, whatever materials you decide to use, and whatever ethnic group you decide to represent on any particular day, for any traditional festival, you would look very nice on them. Our brothers from the north have their peculiarities too. You're wondering, how does this fashion relate to etiquette? Is this lady not talking about etiquette? Yes, we're still on social etiquette. How does this relate to etiquette? Let's bring it back home. You know that the southerners, that's the south-south, the southeast, the southwest, we do what we call the gele. Whether you are tying it to the ashoke or you are tying it to the proper gele headgear, we tie a form of headgear. It comes out in various sizes, beautiful styles, and ladies wear this on their head, carry it on their head with elegance. My dear, we sit at various occasions displaying the splendor and beauty that comes with the fashion that is peculiar to us as Africans. Remember I say Africans love hair ties. We tie our hairs in different forms. We tie from simple hair scarf, like the northerners do, covering everywhere, so like the bandanas, to the simple hair scarf you use for your church. Bless me, my Lord, my God. To our traditional ones, the gele, standing big. No matter how beautiful you think the lady's hair is, if she's tied, the hair is all wrapped in in a particular kind of hair scarf, you should not, and in no circumstances, advise her to pull it off or say this is not acceptable. My dear, when it comes to formal attires, casual attires, a hair tie go with all of them. It is rude to ask a lady to take it off. It's part of the fashion, my friend. Yes, it may not be Western, but remember that it is indigenous to us. We like to cover our hair. And in almost every culture, we have something for the hair, from the beads to the scarf. When it comes to the gele, sometimes you go for an occasion and you find a lady with a very big headgear covering you. You can see the front and you may be tempted to tell her, please take off the headgear, take off that gele. Don't you know you're in an occasion where people are sitting behind you? All that. Please don't do that. It's a no. It's rude. It's uncalled for. You tilt to the side. If it doesn't work in the right, try the left. If it doesn't work, go behind. If you must see what's going on in front, nobody stops you from standing up from where you are and moving to the back of the premise of wherever it is. If it's a hall, in the gathering, to see from a particular angle, as long as you are not blocking the view or the side parts of any particular person. Yes, you may tell me, if I stand up in an occasion, I'll be asked to sit down, my friend. You're blocking my view. You're obstructing my sight. You disrupting my view. Whatever it is, you may find it. My dear, Omote, Biko, Kidia. Like the Robo put it. Sit down, my baby. However it is, and however you may feel it is. Yes, but you'll be asked to sit, but nobody asks a lady with the headgear to reduce it, my dear. And nobody asks her to take it off. It's unethical. The headgear goes with what she's wearing. You do not ask her to distort her fashion. It's like asking you after you put on makeup and your particular kind of weave. And I say, okay, because your hair, you're not using the coily kinds of weave. Maybe you're on an afro kind of wig. And I say, it looks big, my dear. Pull it out. You feel embarrassed. It's uncalled for. Where your comfort starts, it works and stops at where another comfort begins. Remember not to rudely ask someone to move their headgear or to reduce it or for another occasion, bearing in mind this or that. Please tie it smaller. It's not done. No. Please never do that. We move from that and we will go to the jewelries. But that will be taken in our next episodes. Yes, Africans have lots of jewelries. And if you want to know the relationship between jewelries and social etiquette, please stay tuned. I remain your host, Ifoma Ogwoke. Remember that WAFFI TV, it's currently on the satellites. We are on free to air. If you have any form of free to air decoder, tune to WAFFI TV. Search for us on that platform and you find us. We're still on all your social media platforms, from our Facebook to our YouTube. Comment, like, and share. Give feedback. We love to hear from you. Until I come your way again next time. Wado.